What is going on, everybody? I just walked out of the theater from watching Sound of Freedom. It's late. It's almost midnight. Sorry the lighting's crap, but I had to just record this right away because, to be quite honest, walking out of the theater, this is one of the most emotional and heaviest movies I've ever watched, at least in recent memory. And Sound of Freedom, if you haven't heard about it, it's a movie about child trafficking. It's a movie about human trafficking and the horrors and the pure evil associated with it. It's a movie that maybe a lot of people hadn't heard of until a few weeks ago. Maybe you saw something on social media. Maybe you saw a friend post about it. Maybe someone told you about it. The truth is, this movie was not supposed to be seen. People at Disney did everything they could to prevent this movie from being seen. They had the rights to it, but they shelved it. They didn't want to release it. Luckily, here it is 5 years later, and it's finally seen the light of day. I'm not really going to go into too many spoilers, I guess, for the movie. This is based on a true story. This is something real. This is something that actually happens and that actually did happen in the story of Tim Ballard's life. This is by no stretch of the imagination a perfect movie, a flawless movie. There's some critiques you can make about some of the editing and maybe some stiffness in some of the acting along the way. But the most important thing about filmmaking is being able to tell a story. And the story that was told in this, I can almost guarantee will move you. Will probably move you to tears. Will probably move you to anger, especially if you have children in your life. The fact that there are people out there in the mainstream media and in Hollywood that are trying to convince people that this movie is some sort of conspiracy, that this movie is somehow overtly right-wing or political or something like that, those people are truly some of the most evil scum in the world. Because you cannot convince me that that's the case when it comes to this. This isn't a right versus left thing. This is an actual problem in the world. They're not trying to tell you that it's anything other than what it is, like the truth about the evils surrounding this. And for people to try to convince others to not watch it for their own political reasons, you are truly disgusting human beings. This movie will make you upset. I think everyone in my theater at some point was crying. Not only is it a story about what these truly innocent children have to go through, the most innocent of innocent people, pure innocence, what they are subjected to, but also the people who have to deal with that in terms of their family members or the people that are charged with protecting those people, what some officers of the law have to deal with, dealing with that shit on a day-to-day basis. I think that Jim Caviezel gives a great performance because he, throughout the entire thing, he lets you know the horrors that truly exist in the world. And absolutely stay just a couple minutes after the credits roll for a special message at the end. It's just as powerful as the movie itself. The fact that this movie is competing with the likes of Indiana Jones, the fact that this movie has done $40 million in the first week alone on the type of budget it has with the little marketing that it has is phenomenal. And I think it's only going to continue to grow and grow and grow. I know this isn't much of a review. It's more of just a reaction and just spouting out all the things I'm feeling right now after watching this movie. I think every single person, if you can, go watch this movie. One of the most powerful lines probably I can remember in a theater in recent memory: God's children are not for sale. I can't say that this is like a Christian movie. There's definitely elements of faith throughout, and it's an important part, faith and hope. And there are a couple references to listening to God and, again, God's children, things like that. But this isn't some overtly, religious messaging or anything like that. Overall, it's tough to say you enjoyed a movie like this when the point of it is to make you feel uncomfortable. But I'm glad that this movie exists in the world. I hope every single person sees it, because what they're making you feel and what they're exposing and what they're reminding you of, the stuff that's out there in the world, is very, very important. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you later.